right, and welcome now to Module 4's conversation with myself and Jim. This module, we talked about the authority phase of the 4-phase conversion call. And so we're going to not go through everything in this module. As you know, we just focus on one or two key areas. Where I'm going to start, Jim, is some people watching this program, they might be in a situation where they have an issue with being seen as an expert. So let's say I'm a 25-year-old, I want to be a life coach or something like that, let's just say, right? But I have this belief that, well, who am I to be a life coach? I'm 25, what have I really done in my life? Why people are not going to take me seriously, they're not going to see me as an authority. How is it that I move out of that and move towards what we're talking about?
Very interesting. First of all, in order to move out of something, we must move into it first. And what I mean is to move into ourselves and come to an understanding of where it is. What is the origin of our beliefs, of these limiting beliefs? Why do I think the way I think? Now, if you're 25 years old, you're probably in a socialized mind complexity. And in Dr. Robert Kegan's book, Immunity to Change, he explains this very well. How it is when we're in our younger years, we're very focused on what it is other people are thinking of us, what it is other people are doing so that we can fit in, and our greatest drive is to fit in and be seen as someone that is successful, that is well received, that is congratulated. So there's a lot of opportunity when we're young to actually have limiting beliefs that will create a fear that we're not worthy, we're not supposed to. We don't have license yet to move into the next phase of life. And so this is the first thing when I say moving in before we move out. To first of all, understand that we're probably trapped within that dynamic. So our beliefs, our emotions, our thoughts, our focus are all basically set up for a successful failing of our strategy. And so as a result, we feel fear, we feel uncomfortable, we feel incompetent, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's ways to remove ourselves, to transform ourselves into something more. And it's all right here, right?
Absolutely.
It's first of all, if we're putting ourselves out as an expert, number one, are you congruent with that? Are you truly an expert at what it is you are marketing yourself to be? And if so, then you have the right to not only market, but also the right to value the program or the product that you're offering. So you have the right as an expert to offer your services. You have the right to expect other individuals to purchase and to invest in your services, and also you have the right to value your services at a true valuation. Because why? Because of the congruency. If we have in fact made of ourselves an expert, then we can present ourselves as an expert, right?
Yeah.
So that's where that whole scholarly pursuit, it doesn't have to be experiential.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Which is what most people think. Well, I've got to have 30 or 40 years of life or 50 years of life in order to be a life coach. Not at all. All you have to have is life. If you have life and your life is focused in a way that you are congruently an expert at what you offer, then you have the ability and the opportunity through this technology to achieve extraordinary success.
So we understand this piece of the authority positioning, the authority phase. Now what I want to ask is, we understand the socialized mind, we're trying to impress others, acceptance from others, etc. Where have we the opportunity to move? How is it that we become this person who takes control and becomes the expert and feels congruent being the expert?
Well, this is again an advancement in the complexity in our mind and our thinking. So the self-authoring mind is basically the individual who sees himself, who sees herself as the seat of authority, meaning this, that you have authority within your discipline because you have the ability to not only expand your knowledge horizontally, meaning you know a lot about different subjects or different areas of your discipline, but to drill down vertically, to really become an expert. And what I mean by this is to become to become this voracious reader, right? This reader, and also too to put yourself in front of experts, in front of individuals who have an expertise that you can basically absorb that, and all of this builds your complexity of mind, right?
Yeah, and mentors are critical as well to this process. For me, anyway, in my life.
Absolutely, because what you'll do is you'll learn, first of all, that you don't know what it is you think you know, number one, so you'll be corrected, so you'll get a re-gauging of what it is that you're offering. Yeah. Secondly, you'll have an opportunity to now be enticed and be directed into areas of your discipline that you didn't know existed, and as a result, you become, like I said, you become the seat of authority because you truly are developing and on your way to developing expertise. And this is what individuals are seeking. They're seeking expertise that they don't have so that they can get to a place that they're not now.
Final question. How do we know when we're an expert?
So, Steve, that's a very important question that you ask because if we're going to present ourselves as an expert, if we're going to speak as an expert, first of all, we must know we're an expert. And when does that moment come? It comes in the moment that we feel congruent, that we, in saying that we're an expert, we know we're an expert, but more importantly, it's not so much that we have this identity, but it's more that we have expertise.
Yeah.
Right? That's really what we're looking for, is expertise. Being able to offer an individual who does not have this expertise to be able to pass that on to them so that they also have a chance to achieve and succeed what they're looking for.
Yeah, and understanding at the same time when we're speaking to an individual who is looking for a solution to their problem.
Right.
So the reason we're in business is because we have a solution. They will not have very much knowledge on the topic that we're speaking to them about.
That's correct.
Therefore, becoming an expert and speaking to somebody as an expert is generally a lot simpler than you might think. You may feel like it's this big thing that's impossible to do, but as Jim has said, when you do the reading, you get in front of the mentors, and you start speaking to people, you will find it's a lot simpler again.
Your clients will give you expertise.
Absolutely.
Your clients, in speaking to them and having to really perform in that moment as an expert, right? That's where you gain the feeling, the confidence that I truly have expertise. And you can be 25 years old, you can be 20 years old. As a matter of fact, I have a client that was 24 years old, and he was a professor of Harvard at Harvard University Medical School at 24 years old because he had expertise.
Exactly.
Right?
So age doesn't matter. Do the reading, get in front of the mentors, and that's it. And also bear in mind, you're not going to be spouting off a load of technical things on this call. You're going to be going through this 4-phase conversion call, which is going to do the work for you. So see you in the next module.